This presentation is about STAR Community's first ever awareness campaign, Together We Rise, which just completed in September 2024. Last year, STAR decided to create a brand new annual event. Lots of nonprofits hold events like golf tournaments, galas, and auctions, but we wanted to do something different. We wanted to create an annual event that's surrounded around our mission, connecting people with their community. We came up with the idea for an awareness campaign called Together We Rise. The goal of the campaign is to create new connections for STAR community and to help our community better accept people with disabilities. The letters of RISE are an acronym standing for Respect, Include, Support, and Educate. These are the 4 things we can all do to create a better community for people with disabilities. When we rise, we advocate for a community of all abilities. Let's talk about the biggest accomplishments we made from the campaign. First off, we engaged 72 community organizations in our county, with 45 of them being completely new connections. We definitely reached our goal of creating new connections for STAR community. These connections could be possible donors, sponsors, volunteers, and employment partners. Other accomplishments. We engaged 20 people supported by STAR community throughout the campaign, as well as 53 of our staff members. We also obtained 2 third-party fundraisers through the help of Pura Vida Coffee and C&M Lawns, and we raised over $15,000 in sponsorships. Before we talk about what we did during the campaign, let's talk about our focus group. We wanted to make sure people supported were involved in creating our event. A year ago, we created a focus group of 8 people supported by STAR. These people directly helped shape our campaign. Throughout this presentation, we'll tell you the ways they inspired our campaign. Now, let's go through all of the things we did during Together We Rise to help our community better support people with disabilities. The first thing we did was hold a networking event at STAR for local businesses. 60 people from 44 organizations came to STAR, where we were able to tell them all about the campaign and how they could get involved. We made many new connections this way. To kick off our campaign, we wanted to highlight some of our amazing partners. We wanted to show what it really means to be an advocate, to encourage other organizations to do the same. We visited 4 of our partners to thank them for their advocacy and take photos, which we shared on social media. First, we visited Pediatric Movement Center. We helped a gentleman named Dan get a job there. He's the one in the yellow shirt. Next is Brooks House Coffee and Chocolate, which is a place where people we support love to go get coffee and sweets. We also went to Girls Inc., where many people we support volunteer. And finally, we visited William Gower & Son, which is a feed supply store for our equestrian center. We also participated in Day of Caring, which is a day-long volunteer event held by United Way. 7 people supported by STAR went to Loaves and Fish's thrift store in Hancock to volunteer for the day. The people who ran the thrift store loved it so much that people supported are going to volunteer there on a weekly basis. We were so happy that a new volunteer partnership was formed from this activity. We also held our first ever Advocate of the Year award. We decided to give an award to someone in our community who is a standout advocate for people with disabilities. We received 13 nominations for the award. And our focus group helped create the criteria for the nominations. The winner of the award was Kristen Grisalfi. We presented Kristen with a trophy to congratulate her on being STAR Community's first ever Advocate of the Year. To decide on the winner of the award, we created a panel of 7 judges. Our focus group members said that both people supported by STAR and a STAR staff member should be judges. We also invited community members from our partners, as well as a veteran in our STAR Therapeutic Equestrian Center program, STAR Stripes and Heroes. We were extremely excited for 2 people supported by STAR to be judges for the award. Next, we made a proclamation at Hagerstown City Hall to recognize September 2024 as Abilities Advocacy Month. STAR staff members and our focus group members voted on the name of the proclamation, Abilities Advocacy Month, and our focus group helped us write the proclamation itself. 2 people supported and 5 STAR staff members attended the proclamation. This was a fantastic way for STAR community to be recognized by the Mayor of Hagerstown and its City Council members. We wanted to show how having a disability doesn't stop you from being part of your community. We connected with 2 people in our community for them to see what it's like to have a disability for a day. Devin Zeiger learned how you can still enjoy the movies without vision, and Tina Fraley learned how to find compromises while completing her job as a personal trainer from a wheelchair. We shared their experiences so others could see that having a disability still means you have other abilities as well. Our direct support professionals put our mission into action every day. We created our first ever DSP Awards to recognize their importance in creating a community of all abilities. We chose 1 winner for each letter of RISE. Congratulations to Dawn Collings, Elsie Brown, Dawn Stickley, and Misty Schubert for being our first ever DSP Awards winners. Finally, we collected advocacy pledges on our website throughout the entire month of September. We wanted to inspire people to respect, include, support, and educate every day of the year. We acquired 72 advocacy pledges, and all people who pledged will have their names on our website for 1 year. Next September, we'll open our pledges again to keep the list growing. Through the help of our sponsors, partners, and supporters, we directly engaged over 200 people in our community through our first ever Together We Rise. Our first year was a resounding success, and we couldn't have done it without you. We can't wait for next September when we'll get to do it all again and continue to build Washington County as a community of all abilities.